Welcome into another bonus episode here on Hockey Inside Out. Gentlemen, Rem Pitlick went on waivers. He cleared it and went back to Laval. But in your mind, was there other options that could have been the person that went on waivers than Rem Pitlick did last week?
I think it was the right call, not just in terms of who was struggling the most. It's also, you're balancing egos, you're balancing future trades. I don't think the Canadiens are looking to trade Rem Pitlick just because he's an easily digestible contract. He probably wouldn't gather much on the trade market anyway. He doesn't have that magic shooting percentage that he had last year, so all you're really left with is a guy who's very, very poor defensively at even strength, can kind of kill penalties because he's fast, but really he's just there to provide some offensive pressure, and the offense hasn't been there. So he wasn't really contributing anything to the lineup, and it doesn't really benefit the team to continue to push things to get him going. So put him in Laval where he can, really excel. He'll probably be on the top line down there. Has speed to burn in the AHL and quick decision making that'll probably allow him to create a lot of offense. And if you put a guy like Armia or Hoffman or Dadonov on waivers or Drouin, not only are you hurting your bargaining position for any future trades, you're also probably making that player a little bit upset. Those are guys who've had established NHL careers who don't want to be put on waivers. So Rem Pitlick seems like the kind of guy who can kind of handle that. We saw it in the summer where the Canadiens didn't qualify him, and then everyone assumed, well, okay, I guess he's gone. Well, it turns out he wanted to be a Montreal Canadiens, so they signed him back, gave him a fair contract for what he brings to the table. And I would assume that he probably still wants to be a Montreal Canadien.
Well, and I think he got caught in the numbers and the political side of the game where, he struggled offensively. Let him go down to Laval. Let him try and hone his scoring touch back if he can. So that the move for them to put him on waivers and send him down is not a bad thing. The only other option is, and again, I don't know where this is going to go with Michael Pezzetta playing only one game. What is the future for this kid? Is he, does he find a way to get into the lineup, or is he going to be doing more sitting than playing? And if that's the case, it's in all fairness to him, it's not going to help him in his type of game that he plays. So questions to be answered. And then it will eventually be, adjustments made as the season moves forward.
Yeah, St. Louis was asked about Pezzetta the other day, and he said that he has a future with the team and the character guy and whatever, fourth line type of player can fill a role there. Only played one game, the first 12. So, when they put Pitlick on waivers, I thought some team might take him. I think the Canadiens maybe thought a team would take him, and that would be one less body they would sort of have to worry about moving forward. They did give him a one-way contract, 2-year one-way contract during the summer. So they liked what they saw out of him last year, and Marty St. Louis has given him opportunities this year. It just hasn't been working. So he goes down to Laval, as you're right, Andrew. I mean, I'm sure he'll do really well in Laval. There's a lot of players that in the AHL can light it up, and then when they get to the NHL and everything's a little bit quicker and less time to make decisions and guys are on you more, that their numbers sort of dry up. I think Pitlick probably one of those guys. But he seemed to me like the logical guy to put on waivers. He was on waivers last year. That's how the Canadiens got him from Minnesota. And you're right. I think a lot of it is how guys in the room, Marty St. Louis has been able to keep guys in the room happy, giving guys opportunities here, talking about making sure that guys want to play. And you're right, you put a guy like Hoffman, you put a guy like Drouin, you put one of those guys that you're trying to move, you put him on waivers, and you're basically saying we're going to get nothing in return for this guy because we're willing to give him up for nothing. So Pitlick was the obvious choice to be placed on waivers. I'm a little bit surprised nobody took him. Maybe he is also. It'll be interesting to see how he does in Laval. I mean, it's got to be a little bit of a blow to him also that no other team wanted him when they could have had him for nothing at a very reasonable contract.
Well, gentlemen, that's going to be a fascinating question to see what he does in Laval moving forward here. Don't forget, you can subscribe and like our stuff here on Hockey Inside Out. Send us your comments and questions as well. We'll talk about it on a future episode here on Hockey Inside Out. And don't forget, YouTube page. We have all the content up in there. And sign up on the newsletter, MontrealGazette.com/newsletters for all the latest information on the Montreal Canadiens. And for full episodes of bonus content, check out Hockey Inside Out and we'll have everything lined up for you to enjoy all throughout the course of the season. On behalf of Stu, Andrew, and Rick, we wish you a great week. We'll speak to you soon. Bye for now.